English Shorthand Dictation ready, start. I am thankful to all the honorable members who have participated in the debate. Some honorable members expressed certain reservations about some of the provisions of the bill, but all the same, it has been a brief but very interesting debate. My friend expressed certain views. I thought that his party had become wiser because of some developments in the country and because of the way the problems of land and agriculture in this country were getting solved, and my understanding was that party broadly agrees with the national guidelines on the sealing laws. Once I had some talk with his leader and I was told that the party broadly agrees with the land reforms legislation and guidelines, but opposite views I have heard just now from my honorable friend. Sir, these broad guidelines and the national sealing laws have been broadly accepted in this country as part of the land reforms, and there has been by and large a part of the land reforms, and there has been by and large a general consensus irrespective of party platforms. But while my friend spoke about the bill, though he did not positively say that he is opposed to the provisions, he expressed certain views. For instance, he thought there are certain contradictions involved in the government policies as far as land sealing laws are concerned. He asked, how is it that on the one hand the government is promoting mechanization and on the other the government wants to have farms of 8 hectares? Now, I would like to tell my friend that as far as India is concerned, first of all, this is not a country where we can afford to have big farms. The days of big farms, absentee landlordism, and very large holdings have gone. In fact, we can claim very legitimately that one of our very proud achievements is that we have done away with landlordism. We have done away with big landlords and big estates. We want this country to be a country of small farmers, but there were certain persons, certain individuals, certain categories of persons who had in their possession very large holdings. I do not think they can have it now, but naturally, whatever may be the problems of agriculture in this country, we have tried to find solutions in its own background. We cannot follow the pattern of either the Soviet Union or America. If international experience has any lesson to teach us, it is that even small farms can be productive farms, can be paying farms. For instance, take the case of Japan. My friend may be aware that the size of Japanese farms is less than the average size of our farm holdings, but even then they are highly mechanized and they use small tractors and power tillers. So there is no basic contradiction. On our scheme of things, we do not contemplate that every individual should own a tractor. In fact, what we are trying to help and support in this country is that tractors and power tillers should be available either through cooperative societies or through service centers or through agro-industries corporations. So there should be an institutional framework to provide adequate draft power and necessary machinery for cultivation. I do think there is any contradiction involved, but we do not think that every farmer should own a tractor. He also made a statement that there is no ceiling on income from business, and why should there be a ceiling on land? This matter has been discussed and debated in this house for over 2 or 3 decades now. The position of land availability in this country or the land-man ratio in this country is well known. If a few persons are allowed to have large holdings, it would have created lot of tension in the countryside. It is not therefore in the interests of the country, but I quite concede that it is not possible to distribute land in the rural areas on the basis of calculation of heads. This is the other extreme which we do not want. We do not want wide disparities to prevail in land holdings. We cannot compare the agricultural sector with industrial sector. That has not been the thinking in this country. The ruling party does not have such views. He made one point with which I broadly agree. He said that while allotting land, there should be some minimum. We have advised the state governments that whatever land is allotted to the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes or other landless persons should fulfill the minimum requirement in regard to the size so that they can make out a living from that land. But when the landless persons are so many and demands and pressure are so much, the state government will naturally have to compromise on that, taking into consideration the local situation. So naturally they have to cut down the sizes of the lands whenever the people are more and land is not enough. I hope the people shall also compromise there. Stop.